Vice President Sara Duterte says she respects President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s decision to study the prospect of having the country return as a member of the International Criminal Court. On the sidelines of the 31st National Children's Month culminating program at the Manila Hotel, Duterte says the position of the president should be respected since he is the chief architect of foreign policy. However, Vice President Duterte says that her office would continue to reach out to the Department of Justice to present their position against the possibility of the government working with the ICC in its investigation into her father, former President Rodrigo Duterte's bloody war against drugs.
We will continue to reach out to the Department of Justice regarding our position on this matter, and we will lay down the legal basis of our position with the DOJ.
Meanwhile, Senator Ronald De La Rosa says that due process will be observed and that it will be back to square one if the Philippines decides to rejoin the ICC. According to De La Rosa, if the Philippines wants to rejoin the ICC, it shall still undergo a process which includes ratification of the agreement, which has to be concurred by the Senate by a 2/3 vote. Former President Duterte and De La Rosa were among the accused with crimes against humanity before the ICC. As the head of the Philippine National Police during the Duterte administration, De La Rosa spearheaded the war on drugs in the country, which led to the death of thousands of drug suspects. Chinese jets shadowed an aircraft used during the joint patrol of Australia and the Philippines in the West Philippine Sea on Sunday, November 26. According to Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff General Romeo Bronner Jr., 2 People's Liberation Army jet fighters were found circling a Philippine Air Force's Super Tucano attack aircraft around the vicinity of Hubo Reef in Kalayaan Island Group. The top military official noted that no untoward incident occurred. The joint drills of Manila and Canberra will last until November 27. This week, the Philippines and the United States also conducted a 3-day joint patrol in the West Philippine Sea, with a People's Liberation Army aircraft and warship also shadowing their activities. Bronner previously said that this move was made by China to support its narrative of owning almost the entire South China Sea. Despite an international tribunal ruling effectively dismissing its claims, China continues to assert sovereignty to almost the entire South China Sea, with its claims overlapping the 200 nautical miles exclusive economic zones of the Philippines and other countries in Southeast Asia. Parts of the South China Sea inside the Philippines' exclusive economic zones are locally referred to as the West Philippine Sea. More than 18,000 families have fled to evacuation centers across flood-affected regions in the country due to the impact of the Shear line and low-pressure area. According to a Department of Social Welfare and Development report, the figure covers Bicol, Western Visayas, Central Visayas, Eastern Visayas, and Northern Mindanao. According to the report, as of November 26, over 18,000 families continue to occupy 155 open evacuation centers after floods and heavy rains displaced them. Meanwhile, nearly 8,000 families have relocated outside the centers and they are temporarily seeking refuge with relatives and friends. Moreover, 58 houses were destroyed while 251 homes sustained partial damage across 1,550 affected barangays in 5 regions. 5 persons are believed to have died due to massive flooding in Northern Samar. According to Northern Samar Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office Head Josh Echano, initial reports indicated that 5 persons died in Northern Samar due to the flooding brought by a low-pressure area and shear line. This figure, however, still needs to be validated.
Sa records po namin is around 5, no? Pero these are still on the process of being validated, no? Because we need official documents before we could declare that the death of these people are disaster-related po. So, it takes time.
Echano says the province may recover in the next 1 to 3 months. According to the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council's report on November 27, more than 1.1 million people have been affected by the weather systems. The siblings of late former Philippine National Police Chief General Camilo Cascolan says there is a pending National Bureau of Investigation probe on what they call as extraordinary circumstances surrounding his illness that led to his death. Attorney Stephen Cascolan, legal counsel of General Cascolan siblings, says that there have been suspicions of the late official's illness since March this year. According to the lawyer, General Cascolan's siblings and the late official's immediate relatives had a dispute over his guardianship during his illness. The lawyer says that the NBI also sought an autopsy for General Cascolan's remains. However, the lawyer says this was disregarded when the late official was cremated immediately by General Cascolan's immediate family. General Cascolan died on November 25, with his immediate family not disclosing the cause of his passing. He had been serving as Health Undersecretary before he passed away.
May bagong problema sa kalusugan si Chris Aquino. Bukod sa pagkakaroon ng multiple autoimmune diseases, kailangan niyang pagtuunan ng pansin ngayon ang tinatawag na Churg-Strauss syndrome, isang rare disease na may kaugnayan sa inflammation of cells in blood or tissues. Ibinunyag yan ng Queen of All Media matapos lumabas ang resulta ng kanyang latest medical result. Ayon kay Chris, may nakitang abnormal activity sa kanyang dugo. Dahil dyan, kailangan niyang sumailalim sa iron infusion, isang procedure na maglalagay ng iron sa katawan sa pamamagitan ng karayom. Ayon pa sa dating TV host, may minor damage na ang kanyang baga dahil sa Churg-Strauss syndrome. Ang ilang sintomas pa na nararanasan din ni Chris ay ang pagtaas ng heart rate, madalas na pagkahilo at sakit ng ulo. Sa bandang huli ng kanyang Instagram post, sinabi ni Chris na bawal sa kanya ang unnecessary stress at nanawagan na patuloy siyang ipagdasal. Ito po si Pauline Del Rosario at yan ang Bandera Chika natin for today.